Look, mama, this is some followers. This is a nigga sitting in his mama basement. He just mad I didn't let him holler. This is another nigga on them gossip pages. He been watching too much love and hip hop. He don't really got no love for hip hop. Taking candy from his baby, giving to the strippers. Won't pay his baby mama, say she tripping. She got that Louis lip that needs it blocking, but he don't bring home the back. He busy Tiffany, tiptoeing home, and he's such a little creeper. Don't think we be knowing and don't even know. So how do you know this? Both of the public niggas be on social telling all their secrets. Like ain't no more diary, ain't no more filter, ain't no more privacy up for discussion. The stuff he discussing ain't even important. He's all in his feelings and really discussing. But these are the niggas that started the rumors, and that is the story. I hear about you messing with a midget with 3 legs. What kind of freaky digging real mom?
What's this I hear about you in a gangbang? You think you tough little gang? You better not be in no gang. You better not be on no charge.
Little mama, I've been that noob. Your papa, I've been that noob. But these are just rumors that's coming through. Stuff they be saying it ain't true. And that is why I try to tell you first. They bought some shovels out, they gon' do. They just wanna bury me. And my words just wanna bury me. How did that rumor get started, Pop? When I wasn't even that started. They sent me an invitation, but the check on his back, so I wasn't invited. I wasn't excited, I wouldn't deny it. No, I don't get high, I was born lit, I wasn't fighting. This ain't no world star, I am a real star. All I do is shine and they be like, kill her. All I do is smile and they watch my grill star. All I do is grind and spit in the streets. I'm the one killing all these original beats. Cause ain't nobody got a body this hot on a flipping hard body that's heat. Ain't nobody better than that. I be rocking turtlenecks and wristwatch. I be making niggas with respect on my name. Call me big time like Flavor Flav Chase. Big rhymes and big songs, not TDE, but I'm top dog. Yeah, but I'ma just lower my voice before you start raising yours. Yo, I forgot who I was talking to. So please don't throw that house shoe at me. I'm blaming these niggas that started the rumors. Lil' mama, I've been that noob. Yeah, papa, I've been that noob. But these are just rumors that's coming through. Stuff they be saying it ain't true. And that is why I try to tell you first. They bought some shovels out, they gon' move. They just wanna bury me. And my words just wanna bury me. Yeah, mama, I've been acting noob. Papa, I've been acting noob. But everything on the net don't hold weight. People be lying for clickbait. Yo, it's about the truth. The 9-year-olds on IG selling sex tapes and they don't even look like me. She can't even get booked like me. She be looking all shook, not me. You know what? Let me shut up. This is set up. Mama, I've been acting noob. That was just water I had in my food. And your papa, I've been acting noob. Telling the truth, I'm telling you straight up. Straight from the source, my weave and me, we be straight from the horse and horse teeth. My old. What's this I hear about you? Fighting and ghost writing and killing and fighting and niggas and catching bodies. You better not be out here being violent.
What's this I hear about you catching pictures and lit and light? Oh, you better not be smoking a light, nothing up.
Look, mama, I've been acting noob. Yeah, papa, I've been acting noob. But these are just rumors that's coming through. Stuff they be saying it ain't true. And that is why I try to tell you first. They bought some shovels out, they gon' move. They just wanna bury me. And my words just wanna bury me. What's this I hear about you and a girl? They say you talking in a white girl voice, talking nasty on these phone lines named Victoria. Well, I can explain that. I'm an actress and I was just raising money for my rap career, Mom. Change your voice to me again, we're gonna be raising money for your funeral. Let you and the white girl inside. Nigga, I'm playing. I don't know who you talking to. You know you better come get her. Get her. Get her.
It's a Swamp Thing exclusive.
Yeah. Shout out DJ Swamp. Bizzo. Yeah. Welcome y'all to Something Smooth. Yeah. I can't bring it more attention than it's worth, huh? This was a classic at its birth, huh? I guess this is where I leave the birthmark. Probably as soon as the verse start. Hi, my name is Bizzo, live inside instrumentals. Guys write riddles and I'm too big to be little. Ignorantly into, learn from every sender, even if the teacher's mental. Learn from the beginning, everything don't need a pencil. Spit it off the temple, I've been in and out of tempo ever since I was little. All the swag, a lot of rhythm. Been out of competition, but I'm full of all these hit sticks, hit tracks with a vengeance, especially when I'm venting like Serena off the pitch over the net. I'm trying to win it. Oh yeah, where the women got me poolside sitting, champagne sitting, ain't a thing, just living. Put your hands up, win it. Ballin' like Ben Simmons. We been on the edge, got me thinking of a reason why they sleeping on the kid. Grind is all they said. Grind to get ahead. I ain't heard nobody like me, but they still ain't heard me yet. Yeah, they still ain't heard me yet. We been on the edge, got me thinking of a reason why they sleeping on the kid. Grind is all they said. Grinding, get ahead. I ain't heard nobody like me, but they still ain't heard me yet. Yeah, they still ain't heard me yet. I'm working on some more installments, still ain't heard me yet. Still ain't heard that sun and shade, still ain't heard my best. Still ain't heard that snow and cold, still don't know the rest. Draft series getting old, still ain't heard of that. Many tapes in, but they still ain't heard me yet. I don't know what else is next, only counting on a check. When my baby mother left, knew my life was something reckless, had to pass a new test. Didn't study up against it, but I rise against the test. Thought I'd kill a man to death, but she still ain't heard me yet. I reacted some crazy ish. I interacted, encountered some craziness, punchlines like I babysit, similarly ancient biz. I understand in life there's some things that's more important. Matters like our piece of the pie, we need a portion. I always thought my life was third person storyboarded. We in the game balling, but I don't know what the score is. Young Columbus veteran, hip hop mixed with nouns and predicates. Always put that extra effort in. Yeah, they doubted, but the Lord forgave, and I bow to him. So I came to say I hope my mom and city proud of me. I treat everything in life like a big game of hide and seek. 10 seconds left, I'ma get it, the legend inside of me. Any stress I have left is me getting it out of me. Don't believe me, you ain't met with the person I'm about to be. Look, you took a couple steps, it don't look like I'm out of me. And you still ain't heard me yet, but they speaking out loud to me. This we've been on the edge, got me thinking of a reason why they sleeping on the kid. Grind is all they said. Grind and get ahead. I ain't heard nobody like me, but they still ain't heard me yet. Yeah, they still ain't heard me yet. We've been on the edge, got me thinking of a reason why they sleeping on the kid. Grind is all they said. Grind and get ahead. I ain't heard nobody like me, but they still ain't heard me yet. Yeah, they still ain't heard me yet.
DJ Swmpthing.
This Rennie, all the way from Central Florida. My dog DJ Swmpthing taking this mix over. You already know. Yo, this Rennie, all the way from Central Florida, you heard me? And you listening to the #1 internet radio station in Columbus, Breaking Ground Radio with my big homie, DJ Swmpthing. Oh yeah, it's real, dog.
Yeah. You heard the man, Rennie, man. Big shout out to the homie Rennie out there in Florida, man. Peace, bro. I see you. I see you making noise out there. That's what it is. You here, man? Yeah. I know you here, man. It's one of those days, man. It's cold out here. Got me. Got my throat itching and all kinds of stuff, man. But regardless, we're going to have fun. We're going to party, man. You already know. We here. It's Thursday, December 6th, 2018. Oh, yeah. About 14 minutes after 6 o'clock. We doing the doggone thing, man. You already know. So we here about another great day, another great week. I hope everybody, man, has been enjoying their week so far, getting ready for this weekend that's coming up. You know what I mean? It's the holidays, so people out there getting their shop on and spending all kinds of money and all that stuff. I wish I was out there, but I ain't got no money to spend, but it's all right. It's all right. My gift is right here talking to you all on a Thursday night from 6 to 8. So whether it be an hour, 30 seconds, the whole 2 hours, 1 minute that we have your attention, I hope that you guys get something out of our time together. That's all I'm going to say. Of course, we got my sister in radio, Tiffany L, on the way. I had to give her she's on the alcohol run. Oh no, you know what? She was on a food run. Yeah, that's what it is. She on a food run. That's what it is. Shout out to Just Do It, of course. She's pulling up, man. But again, we got a great show, man. We got a lot of stuff to talk about. A lot of things are happening this weekend that Breaking Ground is a part of, that Fleet Nation is a part of. Of course, we want to make sure that you guys are part of that too, and make sure you're in the know. So that's how we do that. So right now, what we do while we're waiting on Tiff is, I think the best thing to do. So let me say this. Monday, we had our first Fleet DJs had their first Fleet DJ artist spotlight. Now, for those of you who don't know what that is, let me explain that real quick. The artist spotlight is an opportunity for artists to introduce their movement. Excuse me. I told you it's gonna be bad. It's gonna be bad. To introduce their movement, their music, and what it is, and their beliefs and all that stuff to members of the Ohio Fleet DJs. So, for example, we had our first two, one out of Cincinnati, shout out to the homie Zells, and then the other one out of Houston, Texas. Shout out Cat St. John. They came, showed love to Ohio, sat down with us, and gave us what it is that they're working on, their movements, what the music that they're pushing, whether it had been one song or 4 songs or 2 songs, or maybe even something else that they were doing that they really wanted people to know about. And they sat down and they chopped it up with us, man. Big shout out to Big Brother DJ Lane who did the interviewing. Sat down with both of them one-on-one and really dug into them a little bit as far as their person. Shout out to the homie DJ Prestige, who's on the 1s and 2s and making sure all of their music was played, and we got a chance to really listen to it all. So what it was they sat down with us, chopped it up with us, and then after that, we just kind of celebrated, man. We had a little food, we drank a little bit, we networked a little bit, exchanged contacts, and it's going to keep going forward from there. So for anybody that missed that, we're going to do it again, and trust me, you're going to want to be involved in this. I mean, it's not just about the Ohio fleet. Myself, DJ Prestige, shout out Goldfinger, shout out Saint, shout out Knox, and shout out Lane, of course. It's not just us. These interviews and these events gets pushed to the whole fleet network. We have a network. We're on the phone. 300 plus DJs are on the phone daily, talking about different things. So what we're gonna do is we got into Cat St. John. We're gonna get into her. The song's called New Biz. She's been New Biz, and that's short for you know what. So we're gonna get into that a little bit, and then we're gonna come back. We right here, Breaking Ground Radio. Cat St. John, I see you. Let's get it.
Oh, I got the money. I tricked you, Cat St. John. I'm just really rich. Went to the dealership, bought me a new whip, changed my hair color, turned into a.
Yeah, so that was an instrument. That was an acapella. So now we're gonna get into the real deal. Cat St. John, stand up. What up?
Rich. Went to the dealership, bought me a new whip, changed my hair color, turned into a new bitch. Trump that old nigga, now bitch feeling rich. Now bitch feeling rich. Went to the dealership, bought me a new whip, changed my hair color, turned into a new bitch. Trump that old nigga, now bitch feeling rich. They hate I got my bag. Now bitch feeling rich. I got my stash up, had to get my cash up. Faster and faster, my car can go faster. My foot on their neck while I'm eating on some pasta. Woke up this morning feeling like I need to shop. You an imposter, your name ain't on the roster. Had to leave that man alone cause he couldn't pay the cost. New bitch, I'm bossed up, had to make that come up. I made bitches shut up, tear that money up like Shredder. Shitting on my haters, flush the toilet, wash it down. No competing with these bitches, I'ma go up a crown. Keep your begging ass away from me. I don't like your energy. It's lazy and bummy. I be getting to the money. Went to the dealership, bought me a new whip, changed my hair color, turned into a new bitch. Trump that old nigga, now bitch feeling rich. Now bitch feeling rich. Went to the dealership, bought me a new whip, changed my hair color, turned into a new bitch. Trump that old nigga, now bitch feeling rich. They hate I got my bag. Now bitch feeling rich. My shoes bloody at the bottom. Yeah, you bitches ain't got them. See the money on the floor, and the money in the bank. I don't trust you hoes. Gas in the tank, in my right go. Frown on their face when they see me go. Everything designer, Gucci gang. Gucci everything like I'm Gucci Mane. Gucci girl, make them kiss the Gucci ring. Boss bitch, me and you could do some things. Rich shit, name on the rich list. He never had a rich bitch that can afford shit. Went to the dealership, bought me a new whip, changed my hair color, turned into a new bitch. Trump that old nigga, now bitch feeling rich. Now bitch feeling rich. Went to the dealership, bought me a new whip, changed my hair color, turned into a new bitch. Trump that old nigga, now bitch feeling rich. Went to the dealership, bought me a new whip. Changed my hair color, turned into a new bitch. Trust that old nigga, now bitch feeling rich. I had to get that bag. Now bitch feeling rich. Went to the dealership, bought me a new whip. Changed my hair color, turned into a new bitch. Trust that old nigga, now bitch feeling rich. They hate I got my bag. Now bitch feeling rich.
Yeah. So shout out to Cass St. John, man, Houston, Texas. Like I said, she was one of two of the pioneer artists who was a part of the Fleet Spotlight this past Monday. So if you like that joint, man, make sure that you go follow her. I'm gonna check her Instagram, and I'll let you know here in a second after we get into our second featured artist, Zales. Now Zales is right here from the crib, or almost. He's from Cincinnati, so he's right up the road. And again, just like Cass St. John, man, he had quite a few tracks that we ran through. A lot of them were all of them were bangers, really. And good guy. Again, DJ Lane sat with him, chopped it up a little bit. We got a chance to see, what his movement is about, what it is he was trying to accomplish musically, and all of that jazz. And I'm looking at the list, trying to figure out. I mean, like I said, all of them was pretty dope. I think I'm gonna go with Skate. Because he's an avid skater, like with the skate rank, and he's part of he's part of a skate. I don't want to say clique, but a skate group, a skate organization. So even if you don't skate, I don't really skate, but I like and I can appreciate that whole style of how people move and dance while they're on those rollers and to a song. So he made this song. Excuse me, I told you it was gonna be one of those nights with my voice. He made this song exclusively for the skate rink. So for all you avid skaters out there, man, y'all might want to check that out. Before we play it, you heard the voice in the background. She is here, Sister Radio, Tiffany L in the building.
What's up, y'all?
Had to make sure she didn't kill nobody out there on the road.
Shit, I was just trying to. Yes, it was my rage. My rage was serious.
Right.
Because I'm trying to figure out, like, granted, I understand accidents happen or whatever, but an hour and a half for your normal traffic of 20, 25 minutes, like, what are you doing? Like, the roads are not wet, there is no ice, what is the problem? Drive your ass down the road like you did yesterday with no fucking problems. Like, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, so, so as you can hear, you know what I mean? But the clan is here, and like I said, I don't think we'll see Just Do It. So we're gonna rock. We're gonna keep this thing going. We're gonna keep her in our thoughts. And with that said, here's the homie Zales, right out of Cincinnati, Ohio. Stand up, brother. I see you. The song is called Skate. Let's get into it.
Yo, meet me outside, I got the keys to the ride. Trying to get these hoes home, so we about to slide. Drunk on the Henny, gone on the goose. And I don't want no love, ain't nothing new. Couple thou in the ashtray. Good dig, put a bitch in a bad place. Fuck her twice and fall back like a fadeaway. She want that hard dick, I told her I paved the way. She played the day. Shot it where your nigga at. You like women, fucking where your bitch at. Break a nigga off like a Kit Kat. Tell a pussy niggas they can get back. Shot it where your nigga at. You like women, fucking where your bitch at. Break a nigga off like a Kit Kat. Tell a pussy niggas they can get back. Ride, roll, stride, I'm flowing. Ride, roll, stride, I'm flowing. Ride, roll, stride, I'm flowing. I ball like a motherfucker, you already know it. Ride, roll, stride, I'm flowing. Ride, roll, stride, I'm flowing. Ride, roll, stride, I'm flowing. I ball like a motherfucker, you already know it. Hey, money ain't the problem, niggas talk too much. 10K for a walkthrough ain't enough. One chain on, 2 gold watches. You know they tricking if you ballin' like a globetrotter. Niggas dissing from the sidelines. You ain't even in the game, worry about mines. My smartphone pass on the stupid hoe. Nigga, tell me what they do it for. Yeah, red bottoms and a new purse. Says you want the D, but the truth hurts. You really want the facts, take a hoe to church. I would've fucked your friend if I met her first. Yeah, red bottoms and a new purse. Says you want the D, but the truth hurts.
stride, I'm flowing, ride, roll, stride, I'm flowing, ride, roll, stride, I'm flowing. I ball like a motherfucker, you already know it. We stride, they roll, they roll, they you roll. Already know it. We stride, they roll. They roll. Ball like a motherfucker, you already know it. 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 Ball like a motherfucker, you already know it. Ride, roll, stride, I'm flowing. Ride, roll, stride, I'm flowing. Ride, roll, stride, I'm flowing. I ball like a motherfucker, you already know it. Ride, roll, stride, I'm flowing. Ride, roll, stride, I'm flowing. Ride, roll, stride, I'm flowing. I ball like a motherfucker, you already know it.
Yeah. So, yeah, we like that. Tiffany over there, hair was bobbing, so she like it too. Yeah.
Someone who can appreciate movies like ATL, like
Right.
I date only with my kids, but at the same time, like I am always in fascination with people who are doing their thing out there. Like, and I always wish it was something that I had like gotten into.
Yeah.
Because they're so dope. So yes, that's definitely a perfect skater song.
Yeah, and I mean, you can see the avid skaters kind of doing what it is that they do.
Mm-hmm.
So we definitely like that. So we'll keep this moving. So like I said, we have our first guest who's going to be coming up here pretty soon. We're going to have a couple of surprise guests. We're going to be talking about a couple of events that are going on with the little homie, Lil J on the track that I've been pushing here on Instagram for a while. He's actually going to be here Sunday, but we also got something Saturday now that just got put together. So we're going to be rocking with him pretty much for the whole weekend. Yeah, so we have our first guest is Shalitha Sanders. When she gets here, I'm going to ask her if I say that right. But I can't wait to talk to her. Like, she's been just the nicest person on, online and talking back and forth. Did you get a chance to talk to her at all via social media or anything, Tiff, or no? Okay. Maybe that one time when you was talking about the pictures.
I didn't really. No, you gave it to me.
Okay. Excuse me. And then we got the homie Brazy, who has been here a while back when we had the older studio. So also dope to also interested in seeing what he's got going on since the last time we kicked it and all of that good stuff. What do you got on your end, Tiff? What can we expect?
We gonna talk about rapper 2 Milli and talking about more lawsuits.
Really?
Still in his Milli Rock dance in Fortnite. We're gonna talk about Meek Mill's new album. We're gonna talk about Tekashi 6ix9ine, more court cases. I mean, it's always something going on. We definitely gotta touch on this R. Kelly situation and what's going on with ex-wife and the chick coming up and popping up. I mean, this is not a surprise. We've been talking about this for some time. I don't know how this man has gotten away for this long. And the Golden Globe nominations are also out. So we got some good stuff to talk about
today. Dope. Yeah, what was a couple of things that you said that I wanted to touch on? I heard about the 6ix9ine thing. And a couple of other things. Yeah, good. Yeah, those all sound like some great topics. Definitely can't wait to get into that joint. So what we'll do is we'll take another little quick break, get this music game popping. We're gonna roll with So for those of you who haven't heard or familiar with Dragon, he was with Rough Riders. Dragon was with Rough Riders back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
He's been pushing new music by himself, and he's got a song that came out maybe about a month ago now called Wave Hoppers. The song's called Wave Hoppers, and I've heard it a few times here at the house. And And the song makes sense if you really listen to the lyrics. You can definitely tell that he's been in the rap game for a while and he's seen the change in hip hop. And it doesn't sound like he's too happy about that, about the change in hip hop. So without further ado, let's get into that, man. Drag On, I See You, man. I think you're right. The song's called Wave Hoppers. Y'all check it out, man. Rough Riders, I see you. Let's go.
You know my team stay poppin'. You know your team wait hoppin'. Yeah. Make them follow me. Pull up on them way by. Getting money, counting money on the same block. All my youngins still running from the same cops. Make them follow me. Pull up on them way by. The next rapper I catch wearing a halter top. I don't care what's in the clip, he getting all the shots. They pants showing the shaping of their kneecaps. I'm trying to figure what section they getting their jeans at. The women, cause I don't think that's in the men part. I tell the valet, don't touch it, leave the bins part. Y'all banking off hits, another nugget rope. That's another dip down, another nigga throat. You against wave hoppers. Tomorrow you'll be on another nigga page blog. Yup. In the club popping a nugget niggas bottle. I'm in the back watching with a nugget niggas model. And skirt, my car don't sound like that. No. But them birds used to chirp like that. Every 2 hours moving that work like that. Lord forgive me right in front of that church like that. Whoa. You know my team stay poppin'. You know your team wait hoppin'. Make them follow me. Pull up on them way by. Getting money, counting money on the same block. All my youngins still running from the same cops. Make them follow me. Pull up on them way by. I'm all gas and no breaking on them. My bars is all facts and no faking on them. Your rappers wake up in the morning putting makeup on you. My homie feeling saucy with the Draco on them. When I pull up, whoa, look at the faces on them. Just last week, no conversation for them. Y'all in back seats and don't know the driver. Give me 5 feet, my goons gonna advise you. Back up, homie. You against wave hoppers. You ballin', but your mama still stay in the projects. Y'all chasing the wave, I'm chasing them commas. So I can do for my grandma what I always promise. Listen, not every man's progress ain't your progress. This shit ain't happen overnight, this a process. You softer than the kid you got sitting by you. When these niggas don't learn to stop riding. You know my team stay poppin'. You know your team wait hoppin'. Make them follow me. Pull up on them way by. Getting money, counting money on the same block. All my youngins still running from the same cops. Make them follow me. Pull up on them way by.
Yeah. Shout out to homie Drag On, man. Wave Hoppers. Song made sense, man. I hope y'all listened up because he talked a little truth in there, man. The only thing I wish about this song is it's real short. Like everything you hear now is not even a loop. Like this is going to be the rest of the song for the next 3.5 minutes. It's just the beat. I don't know if that was on purpose. Maybe it was. Probably was a DJ edit. But yeah, man. So there you have it. There you have it with Wave Hoppers. That's definitely like to join. I hope he comes out with an album. I don't think he has yet. But I'll be curious to see what it would be like. It's been a minute. I don't think he's been alone as much as just kind of, I don't want to say out of the game either, because don't tell him what he's been doing behind the scenes. But I think he's veered off from that. Well, that group kind of split up. It was like a domino effect, unfortunately, when they split up. Especially once DMX, started doing what he was doing. Everybody else kind of just decided to go their own way, but definitely a pioneer group in the early 2000s for sure. Yeah. You know what? Do you believe? What T.I. always says that he invented trap music. Do you believe that? Because it's.
I don't doubt it because that's when I first remember hearing the term trap music.
Yeah, me too.
or made the name mainstream, but he definitely brought it to light because nobody was listening to. I don't remember anybody listening to trap. I remember being in college. I want to say it was my senior year, and one of my girlfriends played a T.I. song. She had been hip to him, but I didn't really listen to that kind of stuff. And it was when I'll never forget. It was like Pussy Poppin'.
Yeah.
Okay. So right. So that was the first song that I heard by him. This is long before Rubber Band Man and all of those. And I was like, I don't know. This isn't my scene. And she was like, this is trap music. Pop, pop, pop. So that must have been 2003, 2000. About that.
Yeah,
so that's when I first heard about it.
Might have been, maybe like, about 2002-ish, 3-ish. Because I remember, that's funny because I kind of remember when I first heard it too. I was riding in a college friend. We was in college. I was riding with a college friend of mine's car, and he was bumping Rubber Band Man. No, was it that? No, he was bumping That's How Long Road. That song. 24. So he was playing that. And I was like, that's dope. And then I remember hearing the rest of the album and hearing that word trap, trap music. But even that, we talk about the evolution of how music has evolved. Even trap under the definition has changed, because that I would be more keen to listen to that type of trap music than I would be to really just listen to it and collect this, whatever they call this, trap music, and the Migos and all that stuff. Because now the Migos and all that is considered trap music.
Mm-hmm. But I would still say I would think that he would be a pioneer for sure.
Yeah. I definitely agree with you on that. So if you like, and I'm definitely down on one of the lighter ones while we wait on our guests. If you want to chop it up on one of those other topics we can keep the lawsuit domino effect rolling. This will be number 7 from last week, right?
So this is super interesting. So Monique has been booked in Vegas. So she's gonna have some shows out there. First of all, she looks good as shit.
Wow, I haven't seen her.
Honey, if I could turn this computer screen around so you can see this, like she looks dope. So good.
Yeah, check it out.
And anyway, so her show is set to debut January of 2019, and this is like the first time anybody's really talked about her since, when she was asking everybody to boycott Netflix. Now, when it was all happening, I remember we was talking about it like heavy. It was like heavy on discussion. And, a lot of people kind of felt like she was tripping. She was asking for too much. She really ain't that funny.
Right.
She, hadn't put anything out lately. So, the fact that she got a low number was based on that. But righteously, it wasn't necessarily true that she hadn't put stuff out lately. It was just not necessarily mainstream stuff. But she had definitely been in movies, all that kind of stuff.
Right.
Well, she later put out, and this is, I did not know this. She later put out receipts, like documenting just how serious it was, what Netflix was offering her. And it sounds like some bullshit. Listen to this.
Wow.
So basically, if she had taken the deal Netflix gave her, which was $500K, which everybody was like, oh, that's dope. They had the exclusive rights to it for basically up to 2 years. So they could tape it 1 month and not release it for several months after, and she still would not have been allowed to do another special with any other company until after the agreement. In addition to that Netflix would have retained rights of her first negotiation even after the first 12 months were up, and she would only be able to do another shoot with another comedy special company if Netflix agreed to pass one. So assuming she came up with one and then looked at another one, if she decided to make another one, they get exclusive rights to whether or not they want it or not. And then, then she could shop it around.
But she would have no say-so in that decision.
No. And in addition to that, they would own her broadcast rights for up to 2 years or more. And so 2 years after the premiere of the special, then Netflix would also have said she couldn't use any of that material inside the special for 2 years. unless she asks special permission to use it. Meaning, of course, then she has to develop a whole, brand new set of material. Which, if anybody knows how comedy works, most comedians work on a joke for a really long time and continue to craft it, right, and play it for or use it for different sets of crowds. So you might use joke 1 and joke 10 and joke 15 of a set, and then their joke 2 and joke 4 and joke 8 of a different set, and then you intermingle it with different things just in case you have fans that follow you and they don't want to see the exact same show, but they work on a joke for it's work. Like, this isn't just like I put it out and that was my one good joke and now I have 300 more backup jokes. Like, it's not like that. So right. I'm very glad to hear that she, got a deal that she obviously was happy with, because we know she wouldn't have accepted it otherwise. And I think I salute to her for standing up. And even when people was like shaming her and talking shit and, telling her what she was worth, she knew what she was worth and she found the money she needed.
Absolutely. So congratulations to her. Yeah, I remember a lot of people were saying how she shouldn't be defending herself, mm-hmm. or that she was complaining too much, mm-hmm. or,
And I feel like I was probably I don't think I was on her side to a certain degree. Yeah, I think the way that she could have gone about it seemed a little excessive, but now with her coming, since finding out all the information and more information about the deal, it sounds like a crap ass deal. Yeah. I can understand, because I'm certain. Well, this is my thought process. I have no idea if this is true or not, but I'm certain they didn't say that to Dave. You know what I mean? Dave Chappelle. You know what I'm saying? Like,
they would.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I think he would have been like, I'm gonna do what I want. Yeah. Nah, you want it or not. Nah, like, whatever.
And I wonder, it's funny because I wonder if some of that had a little bit to do with it, because when you talk about consistent content, like Monique had, I don't want to say she had a run, but she had a run. She had a run. She was kind of quiet for a while, and then all of a sudden you saw her again. Whereas Dave had a show or a live comedy thing that he did, and then 6 months later it was another one. Then 6 months later it was another one. Or not only that, but he still had the Chappelle Show reruns. Mm-hmm. So he stayed relevant somehow, some way. So I'm wondering if in his mind, it can be.
I also think his comedy it translates differently, because while I think Monique is funny,
he reaches a broader audience.
Yes, he definitely reaches a broader audience, because I think him, just like Chris Rock, they have very, very intelligent comedy where they're also Trevor Noah, where they're giving you facts and information of stuff that's relevant, like going on in the world, but they weave it through a joke. Right. So they're really educating you about some fucked up shit going on in the lives of people of color, right, while also making you laugh and humanizing what's really happening and letting you know, shit, like, that's what's going on. It causes you to want to then take away from the show and go Google some of the things that they were talking about.
Right.
Whereas a Monique kind of thing is like watching a movie. It's like a funny movie and you laugh about it. It's one of those movies, you know what I'm saying? But it's for entertainment. It's not an intellectual kind of comedy. It doesn't make you like think more or Google more or continue to think about what Monique said.
Yeah, I agree.
So I think that may have something to do with, how Dave Chappelle, despite his 20-year, hiatus, managed to still stay somebody that everybody was looking forward to seeing.
Right. No, I agree. I agree with that. So, well, you keep going, Monique. We got your back to some extent, but all right, what's next?
Tekashi 6ix9ine is always in trouble.
Always.
Like, he gonna be in trouble more than he is like famous for anything like that he actually does musically, the way he's going. But he had a sexual misconduct case that has recently closed because because he also has a current federal case. Mm. So I guess they decided to try to pursue that more. So they gave him credit for his time served. I don't know how long he was in there, but he was in there for a minute. for his 4-year probation sentence, and he no longer has to perform the 1,000 hours of community service, which that would take forever.
Forever.
And trying to like make music, like how you would have time to like go on the side of the road and pick up trash and all that other shit that they was asking for. You know, we'll see. I don't know. So the current case is for this whole racketeering case. I don't know. Like it sounds crazy.
I kind of wondered if they
if
was
convicted, he's facing up to life in prison though. Like like life, like as in, oh, hello, I'm a rapper and I'm popular and everybody loves me and I just did a song with Nicki Minaj and now I'm going to prison for life.
Right.
Yeah.
Can you define racketeering?
Let's see if Google can.
Yeah.
Racketeering. You know, it's funny. I think racketeering means,
because I mean, I'm just keeping 100. I don't know what it all the way means.
No, that's okay. Fraudulent business deals.
Okay.
So
which now makes sense because he has 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 clubs that are after him for money. So,
oh shit! Listen to this. So I'm sorry, I'm reading more. It says so he pled not guilty for this. The trial date is not set until September 4th, 2019, which means he'll probably be locked up for the majority of that time. I wonder if we will look. Well, if there will be new music while he's in there. I don't know if that's one of the things he is allowed to do while he's in there. Yeah. But they're still hoping to get him out on bail. That's an insane amount of time, and I'm surprised that they're allowed to keep him for that long, considering isn't there like a due process of how long they can keep you waiting trial? Like to September seems absolutely ridiculous.
I think they can, but he's definitely somebody that you can make an example out of. So either that's what they're doing, or they're just following the process, the legal process, whatever that might be. But like I said, I know he has plenty of promoters and people in shows that are looking to still looking for a financial gain from him.
Yeah. And I guess a couple of his 2 former associates, a former manager, have been locked up for a week now. A lot of Tekashi and his crew are apparently, this is what they're supposedly, this whole racketeering thing is about. Mm. They plotted to commit several crimes, armed robberies, shootings, and drug deals. Wow. So what it sounds like is he kept his hood friends, despite his new status. Mm. And I'm sure that that's a hard thing to deal with in the sense of like, you want to still be down. These are your homies. This is how you came up. But you got a big break. And instead of your homies saying, hey, yo, you got a big break, let's, make smarter decisions. Right. Maybe don't hang with us when we doing this, that, and the third. Right. He continued to want to be down. And therefore his life is down in jail.
Yeah. So
maybe September.
So forever. Yeah, I don't know if I want to keep your head because I don't think I really mean it. So we'll keep it stay wrong.
But I kind of am, but I'm uninterested.
I have as a DJ, and what the millennials are listening to, I have his songs on my playlist, but it's nothing. If I just broke down my own playlist and sat down and listened to music for myself, I definitely wouldn't have him in that playlist. Right. But I mean, again, I have him because I have him. So we're gonna take a quick break.
Progress is a process. I've been known to work on projects. I get caught up in my concepts, still pulling at my conscience. Still wonder if they still in flows. snatching niggas content. And if it's for $1, nigga known to do some nonsense. Nigga rob that nigga sell, there's nothing they could tell us. Passes through them schools, real world, nigga, they gon' fell us shit. Music make a slave, $10, they gon' sell us. We made it in the house and yet they locked us in the cellar. It's cool, I got a hole in my ceiling, don't know how I'm feeling. Try to take what's mine and I'm killing, label the villain. But my mom, she got like 9 other children, so we allegiant to the dream, bitch, I pledge my allegiance. Yeah, this my season. We was rolling, we was vibing, we was kids, Southside. We was rolling, we was vibing, we was kids, Southside. We was rolling, we was vibing, we was kids, Southside. We was rolling, we was vibing, we was kids. Southside. In the house, no smoking endo. Sister crack a bedroom window. This is more than simple highs. Blood to hit a new crescendo. We was kids stuck in limbo. Pick a locker, pick a pencil. My brother loved his art. Couple times he drew his pistol in the pocket. Them white crystals, man, them jewels were simple tools. We ain't need no Jamie Foxx to start breaking all the rules. Give me 12 months of April just to keep these niggas cool. Tryna pay my daddy back for all them extra shits he pulled, but we was rolling, we was vibing, we was kids, Southside. We was rolling, we was vibing, we was kids, Southside. We was rolling, we was vibing, we was kids, Southside. We was rolling, we was vibing, we was kids. Southside. This division, though, stay like figure four to the liquor store. Kick back where that shit get pulled. I don't want no more. Devil want my soul. He won't get it though. Nights of sleeping on the floor. Days of waking up his pole. That was just a phase. Cut it out like fades. Hit and turn to bread cause where we stay. That's just how we play. Cause of how we live. Doing what we did. We was kids, man. They thinking that they know us. Bitch, there ain't no script. We was acting like the grown-ups. We was rolling, we was vibing, we was kids, Southside. We was rolling, we was vibing, we was kids, Southside. We was rolling, we was vibing, we was kids, Southside. We was rolling, we was vibing, we was kids, Southside. Progress is a process. I've been known to work on projects. I get caught up in my conscience, still pulling at my conscience. Still wonder if they still in flows, snatching niggas content. And if it's for $1, nigga known to do some nonsense. Nigga rob that nigga sell, there's nothing they could tell us. Passes through them schools, real world, nigga, they gon' fell us shit. Music make a slave, $10, they gon' sell us. We made it in the house and yet they locked us in the cellar. It's cool, I got a hole in my ceiling, don't know how I'm feeling. Try to take what's mine and I'm killing, label the villain. But my mom, she got like 9 other children, so we allegiant to the dream, bitch, I pledge my allegiance. Yeah, this my season. We was rolling, we was vibing, we was kids, Southside.
Breaking Ground Radio, the local and mainstream collab. Man, DJ Swmpthing, Tiffany L is in the building. Back, 90B comedy.
Hey.
Coming to show love.
Thank you.
And all of that. That was
I want to know,
dope.
what are we talking about?
She was the guest speaker.
You
Yeah.
cute.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes. So shout out to Nandi. So Shalitha Sanders. She does a lot. Like a lot. She is the leading lady for church. Actually, Bishop Joe is here as well. In the background. So shout out to you, Pastor. uh, Arthur.
Yes.
She does a lot of community work and philanthropist with Yes Empowerment sessions, which I definitely want to make sure we talk about because that was my eyes lit up when I saw that personally for me. And so
Thanks for having me again.
yes, not a problem at all. I know the weather and the traffic at this time of the evening
is. There's a couple of accidents on 71, so I do apologize for
That's
being
okay.
late.
That's okay. Not for I can't tell you how many times we don't start on time either.
Okay, listening, but at the same time, it's a tough time to get here and traffic
Right.
and life. So yeah.
So but just talk within either the community, the church, or just an overall thing.
So again, I want to first thank you for having me. It is truly an honor just to be with you too. So who am I? I'm Shalitha Sanders. My day job, I am a officer of the court. So I do work with juveniles. Been doing that for a mighty long time.
Okay.
Also, I am the former chair of the Youth Advisory Council, which is something that we used to do with the children, delinquent youth. And what that is we try to empower them to become role models and leaders within our community. So we talk about pro-social skills, education, career innovation, policy shaping. Those are some of the tools that we did. And we used to bring in different people from out of the community to come into where we were to actually empower the youth. But then I wanted to take it into the community and do my own little thing. So that's how youth empowerment sessions came, called the Yes Group. So I usually do that during the time where youth are actually out of school, which is June, July, and August. And I still have the same type of principles. We're empowering youth to become role models and leaders within our communities, decrease pregnancy, decrease crime, because you know a lot of our youth are shooting each other, black on black crimes. So, you know, we talk about peer pressure, we talk about boosting self-esteem, we talk about drugs and alcohol. Those are some of the things that we do. In addition, I do a women's group at my church support group, Queens at the Table, where we empower women to become queens. We have a lot of them that, you know, a lot of our women are considered ratchet, out of control. Yeah. But, you know, when you know that you are a queen, you need to sit at the table and talk about it. So we do that. Also, I am an author of 2 books. My first one is Time for an Upgrade. Talk about how I lost over 100 pounds and lost it since 2011. Kept it off since then. But we know when you lose weight, it's just not the physical, but it's also the mental. Absolutely. So I'll talk about my journey and all of that. Then Shine Like a Masterpiece. I believe when God created each and every one of us, he created his best and he created a masterpiece. So I talk about self-image. I talk about how my esteem was low, just about my character in general and how your character should reflect who you are as a person, especially when you're in the community, you're a leader, all of those different things. We don't have to try to be like people. We should just be unique and be who God created us to be. So I do that. I do a lot of other things.
See, I said it. I knew it. There's a lot. I wasn't wrong.
Coordinator of God's Girls, which is a youth empowerment group at my at Total Deliverance Ministries. And of course, we're empowering our young girls because we want them to be queens. We want them to be role models. We want them to be the next, you know, Hollywood star, whatever they may choose to be, lawyer, doctor, whatever they choose to be. So I do that as well. Also, I'm a motivational speaker. I am a coach
So I coach people so that they can become the best that they need to be, business owners, if they want to be an author, if they just want to be more assertive in life instead of being passive, In addition, I also am the chair of, usually we give out free backpacks full of school supplies to all of the low income youth. And I've been doing that since 2008.
Okay.
We also do our Toys for Tots, where we give out free toys to the community. Been doing that since 2008 too. And I just do a lot,
Yeah. So who you want to go? Do you want to start first?
Yeah,
okay. My 8 o'clock.
That wears all of these hats. Like I said, my day job, I'm working with delinquents. I love working with youth that people don't want to work with.
Right.
These are those that, they may be robbers, they may be stealers, drug dealers, all that. I love it because, they didn't wake up one day and say, hey, I'm going to rob somebody.
Right.
Sometimes people have a level of trauma, which I'm not going to get into. But I find the time I prioritize different things. And sometimes I have to say that 2-letter word we don't like saying, which is no. But however, God has given me the passion to work with our youth, with our women. And then I forgot I am working on my master's for clinical mental health counseling as well. So
with all that, that you're doing, what, because that you put up, there's a lot of energy that's involved with that. Your brain is always working, I'm sure. So what keeps you motivated, yourself motivated, to give so many people your energy throughout the day?
I know what it feels like. Well, two things. Let's go to like self-image. I know what it feels like to not love yourself. I know what it feels like to have low self-esteem, be an insecure person, and still try to function in society. In my book, I talk about AWS, the angry woman syndrome, how a lot of women, they walk around, they're angry, they're mad. And I was that person. So I can identify with as it relates to women. And as it relates to the youth, the reason why I want to work with them so much is because I can identify with them as well.
Right.
But fast forward, self-care is really like very important. When you wear a lot of hats, you have to take care of yourselves, because I believe if you don't take care of yourself, how can you take care of others?
Absolutely. I agree.
So my passion is just to help philanthropists. I mean, that encompasses so much.
Yeah.
But my passion is just to help just one person.
And then there's just a lot of times that's all you need. You make a huge difference.
Yeah,
just
I can make a difference. And that's what it's all about. Is I feel like just like what Harriet Tubman, we all know about her and how she freed all those slaves. And once she became free, she went back and then she freed other people. And that's what I believe in doing, is going back and helping those that need the help now that I'm free.
Right. With the Yes program specifically, are there volunteers? How do you, well, let me back up. How do you bring that service to people, or to adolescents or kids who don't know the program exists, and what's the process of getting them involved, from being on in the streets or a broken home to
Okay. So yeah, cool. So what I usually do is I don't have it. I have it at the library.
Okay.
Because I want everybody to come. I want all different nationalities, all different cultures. I don't want to just limit to just one particular culture.
Sure.
Because there's a struggle in every culture.
Sure.
We can be real. You know what I mean? And what I usually do is, through social media, we go out into the neighborhoods and we pass out flyers, and then word of mouth. email. And just getting into the community at the rec centers. My community leaders, they come in. I have a lot of volunteers, teachers. I have doctors, lawyers. I have community leaders that actually come and they speak to the youth. So it's a part of them giving back, because our youth are our next generation.
Right.
And if we can get them together, then I believe it can decrease some of the crime, teenage pregnancy, just getting them busy and just educating them on those different principles to make them stronger and to make them, more wiser. Because a lot of times they make dumb decisions. Just like we was young, we made dumb decisions too. Okay, so we're gonna keep it real. How about that? Keep making dumb decisions, but at the same time, when you are taught principles, skills, and techniques, so that you'll be able to be a better person, sometimes you can grasp those concepts and then you can run with them and say, hey, I don't know if I want to go smoke this blunt today. I think I want to just, I want to go to school today. I was talking to one of my kids today, and he was like, yeah, Miss Sanders. He was like, I'm in a safe house, he said people been shooting at him and different things like that. And I said, nobody's just gonna wake up one day and just shooting at you. He said, well, I'm gonna be real, Miss Sanders. I did retaliate. So, but he said, I'm tired of this life, and so I tried it. That was my teachable moment. Let's do some role play. Like, what could you do differently so that you can be a better person?
Yeah. It's funny because there's a lot that say that in their heads, that I'm tired of this life. Or, I need a change, but the direction of where to get the change, they just don't know. Or there's nobody in their circle who cares to see them change. It's easy to, you always hear, it's easy to get in. It's very hard to get out of the life.
And that's what, he is a gangbanger. So that's one thing that, he disclosed to me. He was like, well, the same people who I kicked it with, the same, gang that I initiated with, now they turned on me. He had to cut his hair so he can look different and, and all that. And he just said, I don't have nobody to really talk to, and that's where these role models come in and these mentors come in. And, sometimes they don't even trust counselors, but some of them do. But honestly, that's the part of giving back. And that's where we are with the Yes Group. We want to bring in, and I have people that's been in prison, people that's been out on the streets, people that's gangbang, all of that. Because to me, experience speaks volumes when it comes to some of these kids, because they're out here in the street. Right. You know what I mean? And then it's just got to be relatable.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with that, definitely. So let's get in before we take a quick break, and so you can chime in whenever you want. The book, It's Time for an Upgrade. Mm-hmm. That's the one about your loss of 100 pounds, correct? Mm-hmm. Okay, so was the book after or during or before the weight loss? Or like was the thought already going through your head as you were going through the process, or was that something you decided to do after?
So I think about these 3 principles, and this is what I tell somebody whenever you want to start a business, whenever you want to write a book. And I'm gonna get to your question. I always say you dream it or you imagine it, and that's what I did. Like, I imagined myself writing this book, and then I believed it. So I'm like, okay, one day it's going to come. I hope that it's going to come, and then you just do it, and that's what I did. I did it. So what happened was I lost the weight, and then I kind of retracked. Went back, and then I wrote the book. So, I would jot little, little nuggets down, and I can just tell you the story. I typed it. I was on chapter 7, and then my computer crashed, so I didn't use the flash drive. Right. See, stupid mistakes, right? That was just talking about that. Listen. I had to retype everything all over again. That is a stupid mistake. But I learned from my mistake. So the second time around,
how would you know the computer would crash like that?
Right.
That's the stuff. Yeah.
And just like we were talking about the youth are human. Yeah. Just like we are. We're gonna constantly make mistakes. So what I had to do the second time was, if in the event that the computer was going to crash, I went ahead and bought a flash drive, paid the $8. Right. And typed everything out, and went from there. Just sent the information
As
out.
you were writing it, though, did you already have I guess experience in writing in general, like as far as like this sounds good with this sentence, or did you do particularly well in writing, language arts, growing up? Like I just wondered, like, to write a book is such a, like, I wrote a book, like, how do you know that it's going to be received well, for one, and how do you know it's going to be written well?
Right. And it goes back to the 3 principles: dream it, believe it, and do it. So no, I won't say that I was a writer by any means necessary. I just basically
You know, if I did it old school. I wrote everything out on a piece of paper, and I was like, does this make sense? And then of course I had somebody to edit it for me. And then of course I typed it, but this manuscript was basically about my life. Like nobody can talk about your life but you.
Right.
So you know your life better than anybody. And it's a matter of just putting it down on a piece of paper and then, you know, sending it to the editing company so that they can, you know, kind of edit everything. But the more I write, you know, sometimes there were painful moments, you know, when you relive things that you didn't like about yourself, you know, because my book is so transparent. I just put it all out there. Like I said, I want to help somebody. But so I relived some painful moments to where it was like I was boo-hooing and crying and be like, man, was I really going through this? Was I really, you know, not loving myself and, you know, letting people's opinions kind of make and mold who I was. But that was me, you know. But to answer your question, no, I wasn't A in literature. I mean, I did get good grades, but not like that, you know, to where it was just writing. It's just take your time and just write, just start writing. That's what I will always tell somebody that would love to start a book. Just start writing. Just get you a piece of paper or, you know, laptops to me would be the best thing to do.
Right. Wow. Yeah. Okay. Well, we're gonna take a quick.
I should have requested like some Janelle Monáe. I feel like would go fantastic with everything she's talking about.
Yeah.
Do you have some?
Yeah.
Not quick to pull up. I know. I am literally the worst fan of a DJ because I'm like, play this. No, mix it in. I don't know. Figure it out. And I didn't realize like how difficult it is to like make it sound like just transition.
Don't get me started. Don't get me started.
So, right. Figure it out, DJ.
Right. So,
Paco. I ain't stopped shining since the sunshine. Had to tint the windows ducking one time. I'm a hustler, baby, I don't get no fun time. Nope. 24 hours chasing sunshine. Early night, late morning chasing sunshine. Let it come to the light like the sunshine. Sunshine, but I did it all just to see my sunshine. Sunbathing under moonlight. Dream chasing after sunrise. Too many hours in a day. Why the average nigga thinking break time? I ain't even trying to sleep, cause I can't afford to waste time. Depending what you wanna be, I knew I wasn't trying to do no jail time. Closest family to me doing real time. Numbers long enough, you think they try to steal time. Bottom of the ocean, but we still rise. They say the revolution won't be televised, so I brought it to my niggas in an auto file. This my auto file, I let it tell about it. If they wait until I die, they make a profit out it. So I beat them to the punch like your baby mama. Little nigga, bigger heart than Michelle Obama. If I don't get us out the trap, then we sellin' harder. Sell it high, sell it fast, ain't no other option. In the black, being black in the black market. Kept a pack in a strap worth a small fortune. Mini gold, but coming back, that's a small margin. Chasing cheese in the trap, that was all poison. Mini gold, but coming back, that's a small margin. I ain't stopped shining since the sunshine. Had to tint the windows ducking one time. I'm a hustler, baby, I don't get no fun time. Nope. 24 hours chasing sunshine. Early night, late morning chasing sunshine. Let it come to the light like the sunshine. Sunshine, but I did it all just to see my sunshine. I ain't stopped shining since the sunshine. Had to tint the windows ducking one time. I'm a hustler, baby, I don't get no fun time. Nope. 24 hours chasing sunshine. Early night, late morning chasing sunshine. Let it come to the light like the sunshine. Sunshine, but I did it all just to see my sunshine. Every day's a celebration, why you so impatient?
Just as easy as you got it, they can come and take it. Treat my time like my money, I ain't trying to waste it. So every second they was sleep, I was making statements. Did my calculations, exceeded expectations. So if I fall short of greatest for the future greatness, I put it in rotation, led by demonstration, spoke it into existence for solidification. Daddy did that. Instead of smoking with bitches that never give back, hanging with niggas that's trying to chase cat, I had to face fact. All alone on this road to get me some marble flows. Where I'm going ain't no telling, only heaven knows. I sold it all, even the things you can't disclose. Had to let it all go so I could keep my soul. And if it wasn't nailed down, I had to let it go. All I need right now is an open road. Got a call from a man I ain't even know. With some mics and some beats, all he need is flow. Right before I hung up, I told him say no more. Lit the gas, hit the gas, and had to play my song. Highway getting high with my pistol on. Lit the gas and hit the gas, and had to play my song. Highway getting high with my pistol on. I ain't stopped shining since the sunshine. Had to tint the windows ducking one time. I'm a hustler, baby, I don't get no fun time. Nope. 24 hours chasing sunshine. Early night, late morning chasing sunshine. Let it come to the light like the sunshine. Sunshine. But I did it all just to see my sunshine. I ain't stopped shining since the sunshine. Had to tint the windows ducking one time. I'm a hustler, baby, I don't get no fun time. Nope. 24 hours chasing sunshine. Early night, late morning chasing sunshine. Let it come to the light like the sunshine. Sunshine. But I did it all just to see my sunshine.
Breaking Ground Radio, your spot for local and mainstream collab. We are back in the building. Swmpthing. Tiffany L on YouTube. We have a lot more bodies walked in. Yeah, it's a lot of love. It's a lot. Yes, which is youth empowerment sessions that she does with both male and female. We were talking about off air. There's a basketball tournament that happens every year, like once a year that happens. Okay, so yeah, so when this is over, we'll give you a chance to any way that folks can contact or maybe have questions or comments about what it is that you do. They can do that.
Okay, so what I wanted to focus on, I know that you said that you love working with girls or particularly people or children or youth that have, struggling past or, present at that, like they're really struggling with, the decisions that they have already made for themselves. Mm-hmm. When it comes to the girls in particular, what topics do you start with when you're talking about trying to reach them on a you know, because I'm a teacher, so I work in the bottoms, and you know, it is very difficult to make any headway with them as far as education and academics wise until you really get to know them, and you they feel like you love them or care genuinely, and you're not just a body giving, you know, performing a job, that you are legit there specifically and you care about them as an individual. How do you feel like you begin that to start that relationship and then be able to add to it as far as actually affecting some change with some of the decisions that they do decide to make, considering we have Trump as a president, considering we just went through this whole situation that is just getting the, you know, what do you say, like just getting the energy that it really has needed for some time now. You know, how do you continue to tell girls, you know, don't dress like this if you are trying to do this, don't act like this or speak like this if you're trying to do this, yes, be yourself, and yes, you know, these are things that, you know, are a part of your real life. But if you want something greater, these are the things. Like, how do you get them to step outside and trust you in that?
Right. So you said a lot. So no, you're fine. You're fine. I love it. But I will say I do speak in the schools because I am a motivational speaker. I was just at South High School, and actually just speaking to the girls, and also at Columbus International. And this was a couple weeks ago. But I like to first build rapport. And you know, sometimes with girls, you know, you have like this, they're displayed as always having or stigmatized as having this bad attitude. So what I always like to start off with is boosting self-esteem. I talk to them about valuing themselves and how others value them. And then we talk about different self-esteem influences, if it's with the peers, if it's with teachers, if it's with their environment, those within the community. Boosting self-esteem and loving yourself, because a lot of the girls, they don't love themselves. A lot of them, they look on social media, they look on TV, they look at Beyonce, they look at all of these different Hollywood stars, and they want to look just like them. But we all know they have a lot of filters on the cameras, on the shots that we see, and that the girls see. And I just tell them, be yourself. And even though Trump is in the office, you know, we voted for him. I'm not saying I did, but America, we voted for him. And
I'm not saying America did either.
Hey, he's here. We have to live with it and we have to move on. But at the same time, we have to, I tell the girls, you have to make a difference in life. So I tell them, you know, don't walk around with a nasty attitude. Don't walk around angry. Don't walk around snapping your head, snapping your fingers, you know, being disrespectful and all that. Because at the end of the day, you know, you have to represent somebody, right? And who is that? Yourselves. So when I come in and talk to my girls, you know, at first sometimes they're like a little rigid, but then they kind of, you know, take to me, rapport is built, and we just have fun. We make it happen. And it's also in your delivery. You know what I mean? Because girls know when you fake, they know when you phony, they know all of that. But they also know when you real and when you care. And when I deal with my girls, even my girls that's on probation, I have a lot of them. Some are pregnant, some have had kids, some thought this boy loved them and he was with somebody else. And it all goes back to their self-esteem. And they always tell me, Miss Sanders, I don't love myself. Guess what? I've been there before. So I know how you feel. I have walked in your shoes before, where you want to be popular. You want people to like you. You want everybody to say this girl is cool and all of that. But at the end of the day, I always tell them, snapping your fingers, having a nasty attitude, disrespecting the teachers, disrespecting your parents, breaking your curfew is not cute. And they be like, well, yeah, you're right, Miss Sanders. You know what I mean? So sometimes you got to speak their same language too. You can't speak over their head, because at the end of the day, remember, they're kids, you know? But that works for me when it comes to all of my kids that I work with. They absolutely love me. You know what I mean? But, you know, I'm transparent. That's another thing. You know, even when I used to teach, you know, in the school system, you know, I would try to be as transparent, but then I would try to come down to the level a little bit, not being immature, but at the same time, sometimes you got to get on their level too. You know what I mean? You can't talk over their heads, you know, like, well, you got to do it like this and Like you ain't never been there before. At the end of the day, we all done had a past and we all done been somewhere. So it's best to help those. And that's what I always tell the girls. At the end of the day, you going out here sleeping with Tom, Dick, and Harry is not going to help you at all. This is how I talk to my kids. You spreading your legs is not going to help you. Excuse me, but it's not going to help you because at the end of the day, there's something called STIs, STDs, and AIDS and pregnancy. So those are consequences as a result of you being or having low self-esteem. Right. And a lot of the girls that have low self-esteem and don't know what those influences are, which are peers, your environment, social media, your teacher, all of that has a lot to do with why their self-esteems are so low. And that's why our teenage pregnancy is so high. Mm-hmm. So I always tell them to say yes to the yes group. How about that?
How about that?
That's
before you go, I want to go back a little bit to when you said, sometimes you got to come down to that level.
Right.
I had a brief teaching experience, maybe for like a year or so when I was living in Florida. And the school that I happened to teach, actually I was a substitute teacher, but I substituted there so long because teachers. Yeah. At the end of the day. But a lot of times that I did that, it was not about curriculum. It was really about me telling you know what I mean?
I know.
You know what I'm getting ready to say? Like, just really like, what? And it was mostly guys. There was a few girls in the class, but it was mostly guys. So, I talked to them on their level,
empowering them.
Blah, blah, blah. But you know what I found out? That if you do that enough, it helps gain trust.
Yes.
And then you can reprimand them the way you want to.
That's that rapport.
And they won't get upset.
Exactly. And they'll come to you when something's wrong. They be like, what, Miss Sanders, or, I'm going through this. Mm-hmm. How do I do this? Mm-hmm. Just like with my kids, all of them, when I say all of them, when they see me coming, Miss Sanders, I got to talk to you about this. Mm-hmm. But they can't talk to somebody else.
Right.
You know what I mean? All my gangbangers, all my kids, and they, well, Miss Sanders, you care. All kids want is somebody that cares.
To care, yeah.
Because when they go home, that sometimes mama is not caring. She's caring about paying them bills. So she may not even be in the home. Right. You know what I mean? And, we as those educators and we that are those influencers, sometimes some of us have our ducks in a row. Some of us don't. But at the same time, we are there to empower them. Just think, as a teacher, you're there 6 to 8 hours with the kids. You know what I mean? So they're with you all day.
A lot, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
a lot.
I would just say that what's most important is rapport and transparency. With this generation, you don't have to, because they know, they be like, oh, she fake and she phony.
They know way more than you want them to know about things that you feel are well above beyond their years. And it is, I have, had to come to that realization. I have girls that one is 12 and one is 14, and they pretend in front of me like to be who I wish they were, as far as like what they're exposed to music wise. They listen to what I listen to in the car, but who knows what they're doing with their homies, at school and on YouTube and, whatever, what else. And, the kinds of conversations that they talk about. So I decided I had to get ahead of that and find out, what are y'all watching? Like, I already, hung out with them because they're my babies, but I mean, like, what is this show really about? Who are the characters? Are there parents in the show? Because a lot of times in the shows that they have, there are no parents, and the kids are making all kinds of crazy decisions on their own, and it reflects what, is real life right now. Kids are out here making adult decisions without any, positive influences in their life to let them know, like, hey. So what I say to my girls, it's funny that you said, that girls are looking up to females in the music industry or whatever, celebrities as role models. I always tell my babies, I'm out here raising Michelle Obama's. I say that specifically because she had parents that were on top of her. She made, I'm sure she was a child like everybody else, and she was a teen like everybody else. And
she made mistakes like everybody else too.
She was guided into a successful path. And I feel like if you put a lot of time, and yes, it is a lot of time, and it is a very big commitment, but if you're doing that, you will yield the results that you want.
And then I want to just kind of chime in. When you spend time with your children, that's where that valuable time comes in at. Even sitting down with them and just saying, hey, take me to YouTube. Let me see what your world looks like.
Oh, yes. And we enjoy that.
Right. And then you will see like exactly what they like to watch. And even let's get on Google. Just show me some pictures of some people who you would like to be like when you grow up. And then you can kind of see what pathway they have. Also, I will always say doing things together. If it's movies, if it's going out to eat, even if you don't have money, you can go to the park, you can go to the library. This is what I tell my parents: go to the library and just get a book. How about that? And then y'all can read the first chapter together or the first page together, because some people don't like reading, and y'all can discuss those things. You know what I mean? Let the kid pick it out. So it's kid guided. You know what I mean? So it's not parental guided.
I know Tiffany does it, and I'm always I do, but I'm always scared to do the whole let me see what you're watching on YouTube, because musically I say that musically because I'm always playing music around the house, and I play music in my car, and it's my little one, she's 6, and she knows the whole song to Medicine. Give you taste of your own medicine. I forgot who sings it, but I'm like, first of all, I'm thinking, where do you even have the time to know the whole song? That's the first thing. And she has her own tablet, all 3 of them.
I was gonna say right on that electronic.
But it's a love-hate, because I love music. My parents love music, so I'm not mad at her for knowing music. I'm just like, okay, if you're going to remember something right now at 6, just keep remembering the ABCs, 1, 2, 3s. Then later on we can do the music stuff. Because and I'll tell you a quick story. Because something happened where we were doing homework and she was having some trouble, and I didn't tell her, but in my mind I'm like, man, if we were sitting here doing music, I don't think she'd have trouble. So I wonder. So I don't.
It could be a gift, that you pass along to her.
Well, I definitely think it is that. But at 6, you know what I mean? I definitely want her to have her focus on what a 6-year-old.
And I have a 9-year-old, so I know exactly, because she is like too far advanced for like music, and mom is. I mean, it's just, I don't know with this generation, but they are moving extremely fast. My daughter's the same way. Like, she's doing, I mean, when I say she's all into it and everything, Mom, you don't know what you're doing.
Yeah, I saw a 3-year-old on Facebook singing all the words to Boot Up, and I was like, all of them, all of them. Like, not the chorus, but all the words.
You're right.
That concerns me.
I mean, I get it. It's a
I mean, they definitely played and still continue to play it, but at the same time, you have to. That is why when they're in the car with me, we listen to Mix 107.9 or we listen to classical, and they'll be like, God. Granted, I turn up when they're out of the car, but I want them. I want them to hear what I want them to hear, at least when they're with me. So in some realm, they have heard, been exposed to something else, and also they're continuously reminded of what does mommy approve of.
Right.
Mommy is aware that there's other things going on. Mommy has a radio show. Mommy works with DJs. Mommy goes to rap shows all the time. However, what mommy wants us to continue to hear is this.
Right.
I mean, think about it. When we grew up, it's getting hot in here.
Yeah.
On the radio. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's
definitely, changed and gotten, more ratchet over the years.
Straight to the point now.
Yeah.
I need some money.
Yeah, Cardi, right? Word.
So as we start to wrap this up, what are you telling, or what are you saying, or if there was a bunch of kids right here right now that didn't know what you do, and that are struggling to find themselves, or trying to figure out if life is for them, or anything like that, what do you encourage from the get-go to those who don't know?
First of all, I like to always tell my kids to get out, and that has to do with like my gangbangers, those even girls that are in all these bad type of cliques and stuff. Get out and be yourself. Be yourself, and you make a difference. You're unique. I always tell them you're fearfully and wonderfully made, and you can make a difference. You can be the next president. You can be the next doctor. You can be the next lawyer. You could be the next Hollywood star. How about that? You don't have to set limits on yourself, but be all that you can be. Shoot for the stars. This is what I tell all of my kids. It doesn't matter what your circumstances look now. That is not going to be your final destination.
Right. Absolutely. No, I agree, Tiffany. Did you? No.
I don't have anything else to say because it would take a whole nother show. Because well, as we were talking, I was thinking to myself, like, this would be a good piece to do. Sometimes we do all women shows or whatever, and we talk about just women things going on. And I would love to have you back for something like that. It's kind of like panel, and we have a couple of different ladies, and like I'll say a topic, and then everybody chimes in on whatever the trending topic is, but it's always relevant to based on, you know, what your expertise is. And I would love to have you back for that because I feel like I can't really say too much more because we're running out of time, and I really would love to talk with you off air as well.
Definitely.
Thank you.
With that being said, how can folks get in touch with you, find out about the programs? You know, just anything.
Okay, so I'm on social media. I'm on Twitter. I'm on Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat. Shalitha Sanders. I'm gonna spell my name Shaletha, because you know they kind of butcher it. Right. And Sanders SANDERS. Or go to my website www.shalithaSanders.org.
And the two books are Shine Like a Masterpiece.
And It's Time for an Upgrade.
It's time for an upgrade. And where are they able to reach you through the book, or is it Amazon bookstore?
You can go to Amazon or go to my website, www.shalithaSanders.org, or it's on Amazon.com.
Okay. There's not enough thank yous.
Oh, thank you for having me.
Like I said earlier, you know, as much as we cater to radio and stuff like that, we are always I'm
impressed with you.
We're always with me.
Mm-hmm.
We're
in the industry and all that stuff. But generally, the guests that I book are entrepreneurs and, you know, people.
But I can't take all the credit.
I'm so excited that good job. Greater that we are showing not just that this is about just music, that it's about local entrepreneurs or people that we can see every day that people don't know about. And everybody should know about what you're doing.
Like I said, it's the balance. You know, you got to be able to have a balance. You know, it's fine to you know, have it one way for a while, but you got to be able to kind of switch it up a little bit and let folks know, you know, just how versatile we really are, and you know how not, you know, how in the know we are in multiple things, not just music. So we don't have time for a quick break, so this is what we're gonna do instead. You're more than welcome to stay for the rest. If you gotta go, I understand. Again, big shout all day long.
Do you want to actually put on one song so we can grab
let's go. Okay. Yes, let's go ahead and do
I was just gonna say, can we?
Yeah, we'll throw one song on. We got a lot in the next 10 minutes. And not Let me see. Got that. All right, we'll do. We'll go right here next door, man. My guy, Lil D, is one of my homies. One of my favorite songs. Oh man, we'll be right back.
Man, like to play. Whoa, I got it out the mud and nobody did it for me. Young nigga trapping, got the 30 in the 40. They be wanting beef, I'm shooting shit like Robert Horry. Bad yellow bitch, she won't bust it open for me. You niggas talking bands, I'm worth a couple $100,000. Have some bitches by me, man, they know I stay styling. You niggas talking beef, then my young niggas wildin'. Hopping out the bushes with the motherfucking choppers. All in Saks Fifth, spending money, I ain't brother. Yeah, I fucked you bitch, your pussy wetter than the I throw it on the scale, cause I got too much to count it. And I sell bills, bitch, I copped it from the moms. All I ever wanted was the money and the power. Then one day, cuz turned me on the powder. In the middle of the hood, trapping in Balenciagas. I'ma look good just in case the fans watching. Whoa, 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 oh my, whoa, 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 oh my. I got it out the mud and nobody did it for me. Young nigga trapping, got the 30 in the 40. If he wanna get them shooting shit like Robert Horry. Bad yellow bitch, she gon' bust it open for me. Young hood nigga, man, I got it off the muscle. When I pull up 100,000 in a double. We don't do mail, so I tell the plug the truck. And when them chickens come, you know a nigga gon' pluck 'em. Your baby mama on me, and you know I'm gon' fuck her. But you gon' take her back and cuff her, nigga, you a sucker. Fam like the gang, I don't know them niggas tough on that murder shit, make a nigga mama suffer. Whoa, nah, hey, nah, back down. Blue flags, red flags, pipes out. Whoa, nah, hey, nah, back down. Cut the lights on, and it's lights out. Whoa, 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 oh my, whoa, 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 oh my. I got it out the mud and nobody did it for me. Young nigga trapping, got the 30 in the 40. If he wanna get them shooting shit like Robert Horry. Bad yellow bitch, she gon' bust it open for me. Oh my. Oh my.
Breaking Ground Radio, your spot with local and mainstream collab. We are back. DJ Swmpthing, Tiffany L. Big shout out again to Miss to Shalitha. I know she wanted me to say Shalitha. To Shalitha Sanders. We were involved. She's with the community. And all that good stuff. To check those two books out. One is called Shine Life, a masterpiece, and the other one is called It's Time for an Upgrade. So make sure you check that out. All right, so moving right along, we're gonna try to run through this as quick as we possibly can. We'll make sure we got a lot to talk about in the next 10 to 15 minutes. So up right. So
well, it started late.
That's it. The old one, right? Yeah. So you've been in the old one, man. It's been a little while, but he's back. Got a new joint. Kenny and my sister that we're gonna play here in a little bit. Let me make sure I got you potted up.
Shit going on, man.
Yeah, man.
Man, I just did a show in Atlanta a couple months ago. The energy was crazy. I came with real bars, man.
That's dope.
Set the tone.
So let me get this out the way before we start, man, because I didn't know. But congratulations on the wedding, on being married.
Yeah,
congratulations on.
Because I got to incorporate everything. Plus, having a son on the way.
Oh, man.
And then she be wanting most of my attention. I tell her, you can't get my attention like that. You know what I'm saying? I gotta put it in my music. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
That's your life.
it's a lot. It's a lot.
Don't.
At first, I felt overwhelmed.
Yeah, of course. I'm sure.
You know what I'm saying?
It's not something you're used to.
Nah.
Yeah.
I'm just taking one step at a time.
That's all you can do, bro. Trust me. That's all you can do. But
but God's guiding me. You know
no doubt. No doubt. You're gonna be just fine. Trust me. You're not in that position because you don't know how to handle it.
So I apologize, but I was unable to click the thing. So I have no idea what kind of music you make. So obviously it's hip hop, but like what kind of topics do you touch on? And the reason why I asked that specifically is because when he asked his question, do you move differently musically now that you're married and all that? How do you stop the hoes from rushing you? Boom.
I don't really give them attention.
That's
that they
good.
want.
Clap it up for his wife.
I stay faithful to my wife.
She let him know.
You know what I'm saying?
Let them know.
Yeah.
But what are the topics that you kind of talk about when you
talk about a lot of stuff. I talk about the streets, not loving people. Cause I lost my cousin. I lost a lot of homies to the streets.
Yeah.
The streets don't love nobody.
Not at all. We were talking about that earlier, man. Just
too much violence out here.
Yeah, it really is. But I think for people like you and other artists, that I know Dutch, throws it in his songs a lot. It's an outlet.
Yeah.
Music is an outlet.
It is.
And I would rather, and even Anonymous, I know you can speak on this too. I would rather see an artist use that, how they feel about the streets and the struggle and the deaths and the murders and the suicides and all of that through the music, because there's other people that could be influenced by that. You hear.
There's always different sides.
Always different sides, right?
Different
and you never know what you're gonna say that's gonna touch somebody. Excuse me. So I think with that being said, it's
a lot of people can relate.
A lot of people can
to different people's experiences.
Yep, definitely, they definitely can. So you got this single is up.
It's coming next year. It's called Brazy's World. I think my listeners and my fans, people that supported me, they really gonna get to know me through this album.
Okay.
Because I done been through a lot. I lost my mom last year.
Sorry.
That was really a breakthrough moment for me.
Sure.
Really a wake-up call, man, because I was just dependent on my parents so much. When she died, that's when I really became a man. You know what I'm saying? I had to pay my bills.
Right.
Figure out ways to get to work, you know what I'm saying? Put my pride aside.
Yeah.
I'm just being truthful.
No, that's a growing experience.
Growing up,
I remember the last time I asked my mom for some money, and that shit was tough. She said, "Get your own car insurance." I was like, "How's I gonna pay for it?"
I mean, I had the tools. It's just I didn't know how to use the tools.
Right.
And then I lost my cousin too. I looked up to him a little bit, but he ended up getting shot, so that was hard.
Yeah.
My cousins and the rest of my family. So, but it's like I'm like the strong person of the family. You know what I'm saying? I was always strong. I had to be strong for my sisters. I definitely got to be strong for my grandma.
Definitely.
She's the one that going through it, but I tell her we're gonna be all right.
Oh yeah.
You know and again, just give God the grievance.
Yep. That's real. That's real, man. Yeah.
So on the album, are we going to see songs that are reflecting what you have been going through with your mom passing and your cousin's passing?
Yes, it's a lot. It's gonna be very versatile.
So it's kind of like the growth of Brazy.
Hip hop, real hip hop.
Okay.
I got
so we can hear and understand all of your lyrics.
That Hitting in My System. That's like a party song.
All right.
That's like.
Okay.
It's like a past. Like I used to go to a lot of parties.
Cut up.
You know what I'm saying? Cutting up. It's catchy. It's real catchy.
All right. We gonna play it here. We're gonna make that the last thing our viewers hear. All right. We're gonna run through the line, man. But I honestly, I mean, we just kind of running the time. But I just want to say for real, for the record, man, I'm proud of from everything you just said, but still being married.
You know, when
You're so cute.
You know, the day I met you and Raven, and Sav, that really changed my life. You know what I'm saying? Like it opened up some opportunities. Yeah. It closed some doors, but it's still open. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
No doubt.
Close the right ones, open the right ones.
Yep.
Yes.
That's usually what happens.
Where can they follow your music and all that good stuff? Where can they follow you, social media, all that stuff?
Follow me on social media, Instagram, Life of Brazy _, Twitter, Brazy _Brandon, Snapchat, Be Nasty _ the kid. I don't really be posting on social media that much, but I'm working.
I was just about to ask you, how do you?
I post important stuff. I don't really. I mean, once I get back to like.
I was gonna say, like, how do you feel like that whole game, the whole social media game, affects
people be
music?
trolling.
Well, that's true. However, you have to put something out there to make people pay attention to what you're doing.
Right.
And unfortunately, that's where everybody is.
I get people updates.
I feel like I load the most things to post that I have to post versus the things where I'll be like, ooh, I wish I could post this.
It's like you gotta make
it's
gotta be a job.
It is a job. You can get.
They looking at your Instagram, seeing who you hang around.
They want to see how many followers you have before they'll even decide whether or not they want to pick up your show or have you on. Yes, it is very much like how many spins you got. How many? I have people ask us that about the radio show all the time when they're talking about like whether or not they want to be on. Bro, like you want to be on or not? Like, is you gonna be sad when we blow up and we're a Breakfast Club like in a year or so, and then you're like, oh, you had opportunity, but now I'm busy. Sorry.
Yeah, like these PR firms that I'm working with, they want to know, okay, how many followers you got? Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? What's your crowd around? Yep. As far as your music goes, what you doing in the community? Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Where you be at? It's too much.
And you gotta post stuff just to keep them interested in learning that stuff because like, you have to post like funny stuff or silly stuff or
and you gotta put your definitely.
Yeah, it's less about what you really want to post, like your family and all that kind of stuff, and it's more about what are people looking for that you can post so that they continue to chime into what's Brazy doing.
Yep. Right. Yep.
Yeah, it's a lot.
It is a lot. So yeah, we're gonna play this is the last thing I do to it. 60 seconds for real.
Man, real quick, man. It's your boy, the real DJ Spins, man. Official Fleet DJ, man. I got Little J on the track, man, from Crime Mob, man. He's gonna be coming to the city, man, Saturday and Sunday. Saturday we at Club Voodoo's. I know where it's at, man. Come through, man. $20. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna be in the building. We're gonna be turning up all his hits. He just dropped on Mike Will's album. You know what I'm saying? The whole Crime Mob. So we're gonna be playing that. We're gonna be turning up. Man, come out, party with us. You know how we getting up, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then Sunday, got a live concert performance by Anonymous featuring Cartel Gash. You know what I'm saying? Little J from track is going to be in the building. DJ Swmpthing is going to be on the wall. Come on. It's $15, free drinks all night long as the show goes on.
for the $20
Okay.
for Saturday.
That's a voodoo.
Now,
man.
why, or how can we justify $20? Not because he is not personally worth it, but because there's free
Get out the shelter.
Well,
or $5 shows or $7 shows.
of course.
Why do we need to come there, Club
Because,
Voodoo's, and
for
spend
one,
20?
there's amazing artists that's going to be performing.
No, that's
I
Sunday.
forget your name, but I believe that she's supposed to
B
be
Comedy.
performing. Anonymous is performing. There's a bunch of dope artists that's also going to be performing on Saturday. You know what I'm saying? Plus, DJ Swmpthing is on the ones and twos. I'm on the ones and twos. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be getting busy. I brought my turntable with me.
So basically, you said there's a lot of dope people, so therefore
Yeah, man.
all of that contracts into the $20.
Exactly.
You get a couple dollars. You get a couple dollars. You get it out.
And let me say the thing that tops all that off. Real quick. The thing that tops all that
Is it
off.
free drinks?
Listen, no.
Oh,
When
not
you-
free drinks. Oh.
If you're an artist, or even if you're an artist specifically, this might not be for those who are not an artist, but if you're an artist specifically, and you get to be, and you have the opportunity to be in a room with somebody who's done what they've done, like Lil J on the track, he's a platinum producer. So but it's not.
You know what? Honestly,
that would
it
make-
is.
I mean, that's what it's boiled down to. Well, that's true. You want to be
It's a competition. We wasn't me and Lil J, and everyone wasn't gonna say nothing about it. But we looking for the dopest artist that night, and we giving away a beat. You know what I'm saying? From the platinum producer himself.
That's dope as fuck. Like, I'm not even joking. Like, I wasn't even being like, that's
Network
super
with your
dope.
boy, you know what I'm saying?
I don't know how much beats go for, but I imagine
Man,
it
listen.
makes
Chop it up with him. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Brazy said, man, listen,
Come out.
how much beats go for? I have no idea. We can
If you want to
also
be exclusive,
platinum producer, like, let's just, you know what I mean? Like, Juju on the beat just went platinum. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? That joint
Lil
went
Keys
3 times
just went
platinum.
platinum.
You know what I'm saying? He just produced a track on Mike Will's album. He just produced a track.
And
on
Mike
Mike
Will's album. What we just say?
come out. So you want to talk about a drip, or you want to wait till another week? Because you know that's coming up a little later. That's up to you.
I still want y'all to know. You
Go
know,
ahead,
we still
talk
got
about
the
it real
12
quick,
days
yeah.
of drippings coming soon. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Sonny Dutch, he in the background. He gonna be there.
Roll up.
He gonna be on the ones and twos.
Hey.
Sauce, he gonna be there.
So we don't got a date, or we do got a date?
Oh yeah, it's
Yeah, what's the
December
date?
13th. You know what I'm
December
saying? So
13th.
that's next Thursday.
Next.
Come-
Oh,
You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, no
I want
doubt.
whatever
Tickets
is
is
in
on
the
sale right now. Eventbrite, www.eventbrite.com. Promo code DRIPMIS. You know what I'm saying? Get that $2 coupon. Get your tickets for $5 right now. Come get drippy, motherfucker. 12 days of Dripmis. Love TNT. We in the building. Shouts out to the Fleet DJ. Shouts out to Swmpthing.
I'm looking forward to listening to this drip.
It's sauce, man.
Oh yeah.
234 King app. Come get drippy. Don't miss it.
Let's go. Kenny. That's what we do.
records, man.
Is he gonna say something?
No, I don't.
Right here. No.
Yeah, he was probably. He was all part of.
Kind of, but I'm gonna give him like.
Shout out.
I don't know what it. I want to hear.
Okay, well, go ahead.
Yeah.
At least.
Yeah, I'm Cartel Guys. I'm gonna be here Saturday and Sunday.
Okay.
Schools on Saturday, Continental on Sunday. For my new single, Pour It Up. Out now everywhere. Every major platform is gonna be lit. It's out now though.
How would you describe your music?
I find my music like bouncy. Like especially this song's a real summer vibe. You know what I mean? That's when it was written. You know what I mean? It's real vibe.
So you out here taunting us when you know it's goddamn snowflakes falling on
Come on.
Alright, come out to Voodoo Saturday.
Come out to Voodoo Saturday. Put it in my system.
Shit. Any in my system.
It's a whole lot of brazen shit, nigga. Hey, hey. You ask me what I'm doing, I say nothing much. Got that Henny in my system, I be cutting up. You ask me what I'm doing, I say nothing much. By the way, forget your feelings, just you know what's up. Ask me what I'm doing, nothing much. Got that Henny in my system, I be cutting up. You ask me what I'm doing, yeah. And by the way, forget your feelings, just you know what's up. Anyways, gotta chase my dreams like every day. Don't care about what you say. Yeah, I see you trying to crisscross over here, my name. Throwing gadgets, I be robbing and weaving. Know you jealous of me, but it ain't a magical reason. Saw you kill him. Had to change the tone.